explosion at New York's LaGuardia Airport, and the airport is now closed. An Air Canada jet hit a fire truck on the runway. Now, this happened just before midnight. 2 pilots were killed. Dozens of other people are injured. This video from the scene showing the wrecked plane, nose tilted up to the sky. The crash truck is seen nearby. And here is the moment air traffic controllers knew something went wrong.
Frontier 4195, just stop there, please. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Yeah, 646, I see you collide with vehicle in just hold position. I know you can't move. Vehicles are responding to you now.
Okay, joining us now with the very latest is CNN correspondent Gloria Pasmino. And Gloria, what are you hearing right now at LaGuardia?
Yeah, Audie, you know, it's just devastating listening to that audio, hearing the radio operator telling the vehicle to stop. We now know that the vehicle collided with the airplane. There were 72 passengers aboard that aircraft, 4 crew members, and sadly, the pilot and the co-pilot were killed as a result of that collision. Now, dozens of passengers were also injured. 41 passengers and crew were transported to the hospital shortly after that collision. 31 of them have been released, and the 2 people who were inside the fire truck, which collided with the airplane, we are told are in stable condition. Now, here's what happened, and as you look at the images of the airplane, you can see the front of the airplane is completely destroyed. The collision happened around 11:40 last night. This is a Jazz Aviation flight that was operating on behalf of Air Canada. The aircraft, we are told, struck a Port Authority aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle, which was actually responding to a different aircraft on the runway. This was flight 8646. It was coming in from Montreal late last night. It left Montreal around 10:30 p.m. local time and landed here at 11:40. It collided with the firefighting vehicle shortly after the landing. In fact, we heard from officials here at the Port Authority.
Damn, look at that. That looks crazy. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, child. This mess happened last night, like she said. Shout out to whoever sent me this. I think it was Reaper. That looks crazy. Why is it all the way up in the air like that? Like why is it? I don't know. I don't know if it's aviation people here that know this type of stuff, but so it sounded like, and there's a different video, the audio that I'm going to give to you on a second. Excuse me, where they're saying, go to the plane, go to the, I guess they didn't see the fire truck, but the fire truck or whatever, you ain't see that plane coming? I don't know. Okay, let me tell you, I don't know. I don't work in the airport. I ain't no pilot. I ain't no fire truck person either, right? But I do drive, okay? I drive. So if I am driving and I hear the whistle for the train, I'm gonna look. And if it look like it's coming, I'm not going. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm just explaining my thought process on this. How is it that the person in the fire truck didn't see the plane coming? Because I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be looking for some planes. If I'm out here on the tarmac, I think it's called, I'm out on tarmac with a bunch of big ass planes, I'm gonna have to be on the lookout.
Which manages the airport, they described the moment saying the collision happened during the landing. Now, this was a regional jet aircraft. It was traveling south, going very fast, about 130 miles just before it hit that fire truck. Now, the passengers.
Now, what's going on with the people in the fire truck? That's the fire truck on its side, it looks like. It looks like it's on its side. Do you see it? Maybe it's just me. It's definitely not face up. But then again, if you just ran into 130 mile an hour, however many, tons or whatever a plane, weighs, I'm surprised that it's even on its side, not obliterated.
Who did not have to be transported to the hospital were actually seen leaving the airport just a short time ago. I was able to catch up with one of them. He described the moment to me, telling me that it was a hard landing and that they had no indication that there was a problem on the runway. Take a listen.
We went down for a regular landing. We came in pretty hard. We immediately hit something, and it was just chaos from there. About 5 seconds later, we had come to a stop, but in that short period, I mean, everybody was hunkered down and everybody was screaming. Pretty quickly, we didn't have any directions because the pilot's cabin had been kind of destroyed. So somebody said, let's get the emergency exit and get the door and let's all jump out. And that's exactly what we did.
Audie, the passengers who did not have to be transported to the hospital were set up in a airline lounge. They were reunited with their family members. And as I said, many of them were leaving the airport just a short while ago. The FAA issued a ground stop here at LaGuardia Airport shortly after the incident. That ground stop has been lifted now, but the airport is closed. Officials telling us it
just what we needed in the midst of everything else that's going on. Now LaGuardia is closed, child. Now, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be, because it probably needs to be. And then that's another bunch of people who are now affected even more travel-wise. These people, damn, you see her ass? I'm sorry, let me focus. Now you got these people traumatized, of course. Like I feel comfortable flying. I'm not scared to fly. But y'all, let me tell you something. You just came in for a landing. There used to be a time when you come in for a landing, people clap and thank the pilot. They seem to not do that anymore. I always am like, thank the Lord and thank the pilot for getting us, landing safely through the skies. That's just how I look at it. But, this is all the more reason to be thankful, that you make it. Because anything can happen. We already know that. Anything can happen while you're driving or whatever. But child, this is crazy. But child, look at her ass, child. All right, let me stop. Anyway.
In the last hour, they expect LaGuardia Airport to remain closed at least until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The National Transportation Service Board, the NTSB, is on the ground launching their investigation. And I just have to say, the fact that the airport has to remain closed at least until the late afternoon, 2 o'clock today, is certain to cause a lot of delays, a lot of transportation issues here for passengers, which of course comes as we are seeing all these other problems, delays and long lines as a result of the partial government shutdown. So it's going to be a busy and likely, a troublesome morning for people who are going to be traveling. Audie?
Okay, that's Gloria Pesmino at LaGuardia with the latest. I want to bring in now CNN transportation analyst Mary Schiavo, former Inspector General for the Department of Transportation. She's also investigated countless aviation crashes. Good morning, Mary. Thank you for being with us. Just to give people the state of play right now, we have those images of the plane. We just heard from our reporter, it was traveling something like 120 miles per hour coming in for its landing. When you listen to that air traffic control, those voices, what are you hearing that you'd want to investigate?
Well, clearly when an aircraft is given permission, clearance to land, basically that aircraft owns that runway. Because as you said, the aircraft...
As they should. I'm getting these people now. It's time for us to come down. Everybody get out the way.
Aircraft was going 120, 130 miles an hour. On other planes, much faster. But the brakes don't work that way. You have to slow it down with the thrust reversers. You do have brakes, but they aren't principally what slows the plane down. So once that aircraft was given permission, clearance to land, it owned that runway. Now, the fire truck we're hearing was also cleared to cross the runway. Did the controllers think that the fire truck would be crossing behind this aircraft, that it would be further down the runway? Those are things that the investigators will want to know. But because it's all recorded, everything that happens in air traffic control is recorded in the tower cab. Of course, there's also ground control and other controllers there. But at this point, speed the aircraft was going, clearance to land, it owned the runway. So that will be probably where the NTSB starts.
Can I follow up with what you said about the fire truck? I think most of us don't know how emergency services work.
What was the emergency that they needed the fire truck to? That's a good question. Where were they on their way to? But seriously, y'all, So you're out here with all these planes, and I'm not blaming, I just have questions. So you out here with all these planes, you know, they bigger than you, they huge, they coming, they going. No, y'all didn't look and see that this plane was coming? The people in the fire truck, which they haven't said, I'm assuming that they're okay, because at this point only 2 people have died. That was the 2 pilots at this point. So what happened to what's going on with the fire people? Where are they at? Because child, that couldn't have been good. That couldn't have been a good. You see the thing on its side right there. Good morning. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. He said the Democrats would rather protect illegal aliens and their future voters than fund DHS and protect Americans. Trump bad, Trump bad. Well, I wouldn't blame this on what's going on politically. I think this is what is this, air traffic control issue? What's going on with that? Does that make sense? Like, let me go over here. Let me go over here. Hold on. Let me find it right here. All right. So this is collision landing airplane collided with vehicle on the runway at LaGuardia in New York, child. Real ATC audio. I don't know what ATC is, but listen and watch this. But watch this.
Actually, flying 175 runway 20, cleared for takeoff.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop.
Yo, that is crazy, right? So what happened between the time that you heard the air traffic control person until the time that you didn't? And thank you, Lawrence, because I wasn't thinking. Thank you. What happened from the time that you heard him say it's okay for you to cross for them to now say stop? And child, you wasn't looking around. This is still, in my opinion, you need to check before you cross the street type of situation. But that's just me.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Yo, look, you're not looking to the right and to the left before you cross? Or listen, I don't know. Y'all know more than me. So you just go because they said that it's okay to go. So you don't see that plane coming, allegedly? I'm just asking. I don't know. I know they said it's okay. So you hear them asking, can we cross? They say, yeah, you could cross. And then you didn't hear them when they said, stop. Yeah, I'm thinking it is in some way, shape, or form at this point, because you said it was okay, but weren't y'all supposed to know that this plane was coming? I don't disagree with you, Zuma. So you allegedly knew this plane was coming, and then you told this truck that it was okay for him to cross, but I'm still looking.
LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop.
What? They can't hear this now all of a sudden? They can't hear him saying to stop all of a sudden? They was just talking.
LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with a vehicle here. Just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now.
Is the runway closed?
Del 2603, go around. Runway heading 2000.
Friday 2000, go around, Del 2603.
LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 32, runway 4 is closed, correct?
Yes, go on to runway 4 now. Proceed on runway 4, you have access.
Tower, car 90, runway 422 is closed at this time.
90, roger.
LaGuardia Tower, vehicle 98.
98. 98. Vehicle 98.
Vehicle 98, please show at this time. Runway 422 is closed. I repeat, runway 422 is closed at this time.
Tower, car 90, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time.
Del 2603, runway 3000, go to approach 20.8 now.
3000, over.
South 3988, cross 13 Romeo, left at Papa. South 3988, cross 13 Romeo, left at Papa.
We'll cross 13 on Romeo, left on Papa, Southwest, 3988.
2603, 20.8, they're looking for you.
Tower, car 90, to reiterate, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time. No aircraft in or out.
Okay. Frontier 4195, you copy that? All right, there's an incident on the field. We're closed right now. Just stand by. South 3988, proceed Bravo Kilo for lane 8. JetBlue 1199. Call us back in 10 minutes. There's been an incident on the field. The airport's closed right now.
Wow. Shout out to Ben. I appreciate you. I'm going to go back. So I do agree that the plane does not have enough time. He's going 130 miles an hour. You just came in off of the landing. If that plane had tried to like swerve or something, then it would have been more tragic. I don't know if a plane can swerve. I don't know, right? But in my mind, I'm thinking if you tried to swerve, then that would have been worse. Does that make sense? Again, I don't know if you can or not, especially you're going 130 miles an hour, trying to slow down, of course. So maybe it was less, but why couldn't they hear when they were requesting permission to cross? Wait, let me say, when they were requesting permission to cross, they could hear, but when they said to stop, they couldn't hear. I'm just confused about that part. And again, it might just be me. I'm going to look before I cross because there could be a plane coming. Again, that's just me. Maybe it is short staff because that's a thing with air traffic controllers, isn't it? Allegedly.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Del 2603.
That's just crazy to see, y'all. I'm sorry. And that obviously that's how it happened, but that is crazy to see. Let me see an hour ago, Eyewitness News, what they got to say. In New York, the cockpit is disintegrated. Air Canada fire truck collision at LaGuardia.
That the fire truck was responding to a separate emergency on the field. So shortly before the accident occurred, there was a United Airlines flight that had aborted takeoff, and that airplane was on an adjacent taxiway on a separate runway, and air traffic control was working with that airplane to get services there. There was an odor on that airplane. Apparently, from what we're hearing on some of the tapes, the flight attendants were complaining of being ill. So air traffic control was trying to get the fire truck over to that United airplane to provide assistance there. Also keep in mind, LaGuardia Airport, the runway configuration is like this. They cross. So it's very complicated, even just to taxi the airplanes around. Very important to stay out of each other's way. Now you have an emergency in the middle of it and a fire truck crossing the runways. Things get complicated. They happen really, really fast.
What occurs to you? You look at this picture, the front of the Air Canada Express plane is sheared off. We know that 2 pilots were killed in this collision, and you cannot even tell that that was a Port Authority fire truck underneath the nose of that plane. What does that bring to mind for you as an expert? And also, who's in control of who's moving where and when?
So I heard you ask that question before, and that's a very good point. So all of the movements on the field they're all judged by air traffic control. They give the permission to move everything, whether it's an airplane, a taxiing airplane, departing airplane, or even a car, in this case, a fire truck. So every movement, that fire truck in this case would talk to air traffic control and request clearance to cross the runway. At the end of the day, the air traffic control tower is in charge of everything that moves on that field.
Oh, well, you know what's about to happen. Dollar Washer, I want to be careful because it sounds like the internet starting the internet or the StreamYard starting the StreamYard. The passengers are alive. Only the 2 pilots have died, but I'm trying to understand what happened to the fire truck people because that thing looks a mess too. Can you imagine listen, let me tell you something. You get hit by a whole ass plane that was going at max 130 miles an hour and you survive, better get down on your knees and pray to the Lord God in heaven above, because that could have been completely different. So at this point, from what I've seen, it's only the 2 pilots, the pilot and the co-pilot. So it sounds like it's going to be some concern for the air traffic controllers.
So the responsibility would be theirs to give permission for airplanes and fire trucks to move across, especially across an active runway like that.
John, what do you take from seeing that mess?
Honestly, from the picture, it looks to me, given the amount of the damage, that the airplane was on a rollout, so it had already landed and was not at full speed. If it was at full speed, the damage would have actually been worse to the airplane and to the fire truck. You can see from that picture, the way that the airplane is tilted up in the air, that's because it's missing the weight of the cockpit, and the weight and balance of the airplane is off. The cockpit is disintegrated.
Wow.
That's a terrible accident, a really bad.
Okay, well, that explains it, because I'm like, well, why is the front of the plane up? That don't make any sense. Gone. Because even if the, I'm trying to, I can't tell. Just imagine if I don't know if they're called legs, but the wheels are gone. Shouldn't it be nose down? Disintegrated. They said nose up. That's why. Because that's what I was asking. Like, what the hell?
Impact.
Yeah, and I just want to ask you one quick question before we go, John. 2 p.m., they're expected to reopen this. The NTSB is investigating. Whenever you have any kind of situation like this, it's not like a car accident, you can just move it to the side and let planes land on this runway. It is a major operation. So what needs to be done before the airport reopens?
Well, what they'll do is they're going to go out, they're going to document the wreckage, they're going to find parts, any kind of clues. They're going to try and pick that up. And depending on exactly where, and again, so you've got 2 runways like this, depending on where that accident took.
Wait. 2 runways that cross each other? What kind of mess is that? Tracy, it's Air Canada. It was Air Canada. How the hell? So 2 runways. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't be paying that much attention. So they just crisscross one another? Woo, that sounds crazy.
Place will depend on how quick they can get the other runway reopened. The runway that this accident occurred on, I wouldn't expect to see that open today. Maybe that'll be reopened tomorrow. They'll have another operational runway. They'll try and run all of their departures and arrivals off of that. If you're traveling this afternoon out of LaGuardia, keep an eye on your flight. I think there's a good chance it will at least be delayed. It may be canceled. I don't think they're going to get 100% of their arrivals and departures going, but they're going to keep this one runway closed likely for quite some time while they conduct that full investigation.
Okay. 30 minutes ago. Let's see this one.
All right, we're staying on top of 3 big stories that happened.
3? The hell else happened?
Overnight. We'll begin with our largest one with the biggest impact.
This is definitely an up-to-date shot. So it's raining on the East Coast today, at least in the northern East Coast. Shout out to all of y'all if you're in this mess. Yesterday it was a 70 some odd degree day, and today it's supposed to go down to the 40s if I'm not mistaken. So now they got to contend with the rain, which means it's also going to be not as bright as they need it to be. Airport is shut down. LaGuardia is shut down until at least 2 p.m. Then they're going to have to come back and figure out what to do with everybody who's rerouted. Then they got to come back and deal with what we've already seen that we've been following. They have to deal with regard to TSA. Lord help your people.
Ground stop in effect until at least 2 this afternoon because of what you're seeing live here on our screen at LaGuardia Airport. A deadly crash involving a plane and a fire truck. Here's a live look at that airport this morning. Many emergency vehicles are still on scene. It looks like a drizzly, foggy morning, which, as we've heard airport officials say, could have been a factor in this crash.
And we do know, unfortunately, that two pilots are dead and dozens of people are injured right now as a result of this crash.
Oh, okay. So now we know that some passengers are injured. I didn't hear that before. This is only about 10 minutes old, this broadcast here.
Yeah, officials confirmed in a news conference this morning, which we brought you live, that at least 41 passengers and crew members went to hospitals. Authorities say an arriving Air Canada Express plane.
Damn. And I sit in the front. I like sitting in the front. Damn, that looks crazy. The front looked like it could have been an explosion. I'm not saying that it is, but that looked crazy. It looks like an explosion.
Plane collided with a fire truck on the runway late last night. Of those taken to the hospital, at least 32 have been released as of this morning, but officials say there were very serious injuries. A Port Authority official says the aircraft had 70 people on board. It's unclear whether that number includes the crew members.
While crews investigate this crash, no flights are permitted in or out of LaGuardia through later this afternoon around 2 p.m. This is already causing a change in plans at a lot of airports in our area, including PTI, where we find our Giselle Thomas this morning. Giselle, we already talked to you earlier, and you showed us a lot of the canceled flights on that board.
Yes, the overall theme that we're really seeing is some of those canceling flights, whether it's those that were supposed to come here to PTI from LaGuardia or those leaving out of PTI to go there, they have been canceled. Now, not only coming from in the morning time, but now we're seeing that really go into the afternoon. Taking a look at this board, we're seeing that here, there's a flight here that was coming out of LaGuardia. It's canceled. That was 10 o'clock. Then we're also seeing another cancellation going to 1 and then a bit later on till 3:18. That's already later on into the afternoon. Then even going over on the departure side, you're seeing that there's some flights that was canceled going at 10:52 and then a little bit later on to 11:26. Now we're really just seeing those trends between Delta and also American Airlines. We're over here on the Delta side. So I was able to speak to one of the ticketing agents here who said that they're really just working to rebook people at this time, and they're just truly hoping that the airport opens soon. Now keep in mind, we are a smaller airport here at PTI, so right now, the reason why we're showing you this board is because there's no delays or any setbacks here in our security lines or anything like that. We do know that PTI is a pretty quick airport, but the main thing is people who are trying to get over to the New York area, they're experiencing these cancellations. Now, again, they said they're working to rebook, and I was able to also just take a look at some of the airlines' main home pages, where if you're trying to book a flight to get to LaGuardia, at least today, right now, they're not even allowing you to book a flight. And we do know, although they can be particularly expensive, you are able to book a same-day flight. So to see that already kind of shows a sense of urgency, but also that right now they're just taking a pause to figure out everything that's going on in that area. In the meantime, we'll work to make sure to keep you updated on what we see. So far, we are seeing a lot of those cancellations really going into the afternoon, and then we'll make sure to keep you guys updated as we learn more. Live in Greensboro, Giselle Thomas, WFMY News 2.
Yeah, Giselle, we know this ground stop is compounding an issue many airports across the country are already dealing with, that the partial government shutdown is forcing TSA workers to go without pay. Have we seen any of those problems at PTI as of this morning?
So again, I mentioned a little bit earlier that right now we're not seeing any delays in the security lines. It's one of the reasons that we're not really.
Oh, shout out to PTI. I don't know where that's at, but they got no delays. Shout out to them.
Showing you guys the lines because we didn't want to just show you that there was no one in the line, as in no long lines or delays. One thing that we do know is happening at PTI, which was actually pretty amazing. A lot of the people here, they are allowing people to donate gift cards to help some of those TSA workers that are impacted. So right now, from what I understand, it's about $20 or less, and they're asking it to be a gift card from any type of service, as long as it is not like an American Express or something like that. But you are able to donate to help some of those TSA workers that are impacted here. So just one way to give back. But again, the lines, there is no one in those lines. So that's why we're just kind of showing you guys the main impact here on these information boards.
So shout out to this girl though. You go, girl. PTI. I'm trying to see who the hell that is. PTI. Pardon the interruption. Airport? Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh, all right. They're way out there. So this is in Greensboro. Oh, shout out to y'all. Greensboro, North Carolina. Ain't no problems there. I've never heard of that airport in my life. So if you need to get out, I guess you should go over to Greensboro. Let me see. This is WTNH, wherever they are. Pilot and co-pilot killed in collision between jet and fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport.
Are believed to be dead after a plane crashed into a Port Authority fire truck at LaGuardia Airport last night.
The crash forcing the airport to stop all flight operations.
Yeah, and this morning giving you a heads up that you could see an impact if you're flying in or out of airports today.
News 8's Brittany Taylor live for us at Bradley International Airport with everything we know so far. Brittany, good morning.
Keith, Laura, good morning to you. Here at Bradley, things are moving normally.
Okay, where's Bradley? Because I've never heard of that either.
You can see the TSA line behind me. This is normally rush hour when it comes to flights departing here at Bradley. So things are normal. And I did just check the flight board. I am not seeing a single delay or cancellation at this time. However, because we know that a lot of flights are being diverted right now as a result of that crash at LaGuardia, this is just something that we want to give you a heads up about and just something to be mindful of today if you do have a flight in or out of Bradley. Let's get you to the latest on this crash at LaGuardia. We do have some video.
Damn, even up closer. Is that a thing? Up close? Child, you know what I'm saying. Closer look. That thing looked torn apart. That looked like a horror movie, y'all. That looked like I don't even know. I want to know what's going on with the fire truck people. I feel like they're not saying that. You know what I mean? Oh, this one is near Connecticut. Okay. They're not even saying anything about the fire truck people.
For you, we know that this involved a plane coming from Montreal. This was an Air Canada flight that landed at LaGuardia in New York just before midnight, sometime around 11:40. And shortly after touching down, that plane collided nose first with a Port Authority fire truck on the tarmac. Now, at this point, we know that the pilot and co-pilot of that plane are believed to have been killed. This is according to officials. That plane, from what we know from ABC, was carrying 72 passengers. At least 11 of them have been hospitalized, in addition to 2 first responders. It is still unclear. We know it was raining last night. It is raining very heavily this morning. It's still unclear if rain played a factor in that crash, but as Gil mentioned, this ground stop at LaGuardia, that's going to be in effect until 2 p.m. today. So again, here at Bradley this morning, no major impacts to tell you about, not a single delay or cancellation, but it's always good to stay updated with your airline carrier, as the situation could potentially change as that ground stop remains in effect until 2 p.m. at LaGuardia. Live at Bradley this morning, Brittany Taylor, News 8.
Charles, thanks, Britt. Let me see. News Nation. See if they have anything else. This is an hour ago. It says LaGuardia crash, 2 pilots killed in jet fire truck runway collision.
Right now, in breaking overnight, a plane collides with a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport, killing 2 people. What you're looking at here on your screen, this is a live look at the plane now and the emergency crews surrounding it. This collision happened about 11:40 Eastern time. shortly after that Air Canada flight landed. Brand new video shows the destroyed nose of the plane and the emergency crew surrounding it, but look at how mangled this is. That airport now completely shut down until 2 p.m. at the earliest today. Morning, everybody. I'm Marky Martin. Thanks as always for joining us. Want to get right out to News Nation's Marcus Espinoza, who's live at LaGuardia for us. Marcus, I know media is being kept a good distance from the crash scene. It's an ongoing investigation. What's your sense of what that scene is like right now?
Hey, Marky, good morning. A devastating morning here, of course, as 2 people are dead. The pilots of that Air Canada regional flight that you mentioned there as well. Dozens of people taken to the hospital as well. I want to go over the scene that I'm standing at right now. I'm basically at the airport in between Terminal A and Terminal B. That is what I am placed at right now. So you have the airport directly behind me. This is the American Airlines kind of hub right here. In front of me, obviously busy New York roads here in Queens, completely shut down. So nobody is getting in. Folks are able to leave and exit, but this airport is closed at least until 2 p.m. Nothing else is flying in or flying out.
I was just about to say, I wonder if they're going to send you to Bradley. It was Bradley, I think you said, and Connecticut. Because what if you was in the air already? What do they do? I mean, I guess they divert you, right? Then how do you get to your destination? This is a mess.
For a considerable amount of time. As soon as this happened, more than a dozen flights were immediately diverted and canceled to begin with. That is extended. And so that's the scene right now, completely shut off. I had to show my media access badge just to even get to where I'm standing today. Want to look at that video again. It's a devastating image. It shows you that this was not some gentle bump. This was a significant crash there. You can see most of the nose of the plane hanging in the air, and the entire cockpit is destroyed. Officials say the New York Port Authority fire truck was responding to a separate incident when it was struck crossing the tarmac. The fire truck requested permission to cross the taxiway, was cleared to do so by air traffic control, but shortly after, you can hear a controller telling the fire truck to stop multiple times. Take a listen.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower requesting to cross 4 at Delta. Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta. Truck 1 and Company crossing 4 at Delta. Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1.
Is it Truck 1's fault to not, because he didn't stop? Just a lot of questions, y'all. He said, like I said before, he could hear them when they said give permission to cross. You got permission. But then after that, he couldn't hear when he said stop. Y'all, don't let there be no cell phones involved. I'm just thinking as we keep going over this over and over and over again, why did you hear it when he said it was okay? Why did you not hear it once they said stop? And why are you not looking to your right and to the left since you're going across a plane landing spot, whatever you call it, Cha?
Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646 is here, collide with a vehicle here, just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now.
You can hear that there, that desperation to stop. You're taking a live image now from quite a distance of that scene there at the airport. LaGuardia, one of the busiest airports in the country. It's going to be closed at least until 2 p.m. today. Wouldn't be surprised if that gets extended. NTSB goes.
I was thinking the same. Thank you, Kevin. The runway. My bad. Yeah, I'm thinking like, they can say 2 o'clock now, but it's possible it'll be extended.
Team already been launched to investigate, going to be on scene here, I imagine, very shortly. The Air Canada flight arriving from Montreal and was traveling down runway 4 when the collision occurred. Shortly ago, airport officials explained some of the control tower procedures for taxiways.
The procedure always is in deference to the control tower anytime anyone is moving on any of our runways or taxiways.
So they have to get clearance. Tower?
They have to get clearance from the tower to move on our runways and our taxiways.
Oh, the thing said that 41 went to the hospital, 32 were released, so that's good.
Marky, so obviously no flights are getting in and out again. This airport is completely closed, coming at a time when airports right now are facing TSA staffing issues, all kinds of problems right now with flying, with DHS partially shut down, all kinds of issues here, which Xavier is going to cover as well. But at the scene, this is completely closed. Nobody can get into this airport. They got to figure out other plans. My producer told me he ran into a family that he heard them talking about, how do we even get an Uber out of here to get to another airport? That's the kind of confusion this closure has caused. I'm right in front of the Grand Central Parkway here, a major thoroughway for folks as they're trying to get to work. So it's certainly causing a lot of issues this morning, as tragically 2 people are dead, several dozen others went to the hospital, 9 remain there still. So this is a serious, tragic incident here, Marky.
Horrific. And as we can see and hear, an ongoing investigation.
Thank you for watching. Thanks, Chris. All right. So if y'all didn't see this, if you just got here, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. This is like a visual. I mean, I don't know if they really do it like this, but this is crazy to watch.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop.
He just said to stop there, please. He just said to stop there.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop.
You just heard him say that. Like, I'm so confused right now. This visual is crazy. This visual is half damn crazy.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1.
So they just asked and they said not to go, right? I'm not expecting, y'all, I don't expect the plane to stop. I'm sorry. I don't expect the plane that just landed and coming in to stop. I don't. The only person that can to do anything to prevent this is the fire truck. So why didn't they hear to stop?
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross.
So question, y'all. If you're in this truck, okay, I don't know if you can see the mouse, right? And you're about to cross a tarmac, thank you, or a runway, thank you, y'all. Wouldn't you want to look for a plane before you cross, even though you've been given permission? Because you can't see that plane coming? Is it that far away, I guess? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is. And yes, Nicole, Trent probably would know. He probably has. Maybe he'll talk about it later.
4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with a vehicle here, just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now.
Is the runway closed?
Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000.
Heading 2000, go around, Delta 2603.
LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 32, runway 4 is closed, correct?
Yep, go on to runway 4 now. Proceed on runway 4, you have access.
Tower, car 90, runway 422 is closed at this time.
90, roger.
LaGuardia Tower, vehicle 98.
98. Vehicle 98.
Vehicle 98, please show at this time. Runway 422 is closed. I repeat, runway 422 is closed at this time.
Tower, car 90, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time.
So 2603, runway 3000, go to approach 20.8 now.
3000 over.
So 3988, cross 13 at Romeo, left at Papa. So 3988, cross 13 at Romeo, left at Papa.
We'll cross 13 on Romeo, left on Papa, southwest, 3988.
2603, 20.8, they're looking for you.
Tower, Carnage Air, to reiterate, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time. No aircraft in or out.
Okay. Frontier 4195, you copy that? All right, there's an incident on the field. We're closed right now. Just stand by. South 3988, proceed Bravo Kilo for lane 8. JetBlue 1199. Call us back in 10 minutes. There's been an incident on the field. The airport's closed right now.
Damn. They said call me back later. What the hell? All right. Hiram, what you mean we up early? We be up. There's stuff going on. We need to know. We need to know. All right. So let's see. What is this one about? Back to the, if I see something else, I'll bring it up. But back to the issue before this, which was the airports and the TSA. This from Fox says, completely forgotten TSA leader delivers heartbreaking plea, child. Lord help your people. And yes, I agree. Somebody is fired. Somebody is definitely fired. Listen, before I play this though, this is what I think. I don't know. Nothing. This is not my thing, except for I need them to be straight when I get on a plane, right? Why couldn't the person that was in the truck hear when he said to stop, but they heard when he said to go? Hopefully there's not a cell phone involved. All I'm going to say is I hope there's no cell phone involved, because you know they're going to check for that, right? Allegedly. How come we don't know what's the status of the people in the fire truck? I'm assuming it had to be at least 2 people. I don't know. But at least it had to be 2 people in there. Where are they at? What's their status? Are they okay? How do you get hit by a plane? It knocks you over. They're deceased in the plane, but everybody's okay in the truck. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Okay. The air traffic controller person did say to stop. Are they on the hook? While they did initially say to go, they also additionally said to stop. Stop. And they didn't stop. So, you know, you can't, I don't think that the plane can stop. I don't think that the plane could have done anything other than what they did, which is keep going. So I know somebody said that they could have pulled up, but I don't know if they have time. Again, I'm not an air person, so I don't know. You know what? Goodbye, Albert. Anyway, let's listen to this. Lord have mercy. Then I'll see if there's any updates.
This is the longest line that I've seen since maybe 2016, 17. I don't fly often, but it's never this bad.
Been here for about 2.5 hours, and so gonna end up just staying at a hotel.
The DHS funding stalemate leading to long lines at airports as a lack of pay prompts more TS agents to resign or decide to find additional work elsewhere. Angela Grana is the regional vice president of the local TSA union in Colorado. I thought what the points that you provided to our producers were so meaningful and have an impact. So I want to take everybody through them. One of the things is tell people about how you came to be a TSA agent.
It's a great job. I had done it before in 2014 in Denver. It's a job that you're constantly problem solving, constantly interacting with people. It's never the same day twice. And it's a way to give back to your community, give back to your country. I never served in the military, but I remember 9/11. I remember exactly where I was. And I think this is the best way for me to give back and protect and to serve my country.
You talked about how you wish that a lot of the storylines weren't so much about the long lines at the airports and more about the workers. How so?
Yeah, I mean, even they started talking about passengers spending the night in the airport. I think it might even be some of my officers themselves spending the night in the airports because they don't have enough money to go home. It's cheaper for them to just spend the night out of uniform, sleep in the airport lounge, and then get up and get back at it again.
You've talked about seeing senior TSA agents resign.
Yeah, they're seasoned employees. They know the job. It takes a long time. It takes up to 2 years to put somebody back in uniform to work on their own, to do their thing on their own. It's crazy that, you know, they have to make a decision. Some of these officers are both husband and wife working for the agency. They're not receiving anything now. So they've got to make that hard decision for their family and find other work.
You brought up something that I think is really important for people to understand. Let's just say in our fantasy that the White House and the Democrats come to an agreement today, and that doesn't mean that it's automatically back to normal. And one of your concerns is that if they don't make a decision by the 27th, you go into Easter without money. And then at that point, things get very difficult for these workers.
Oh, hell, it's not Easter yet, y'all. I mean, I know technically it isn't, but you know how they're having spring break. It used to be called Easter break. Shout out to Generation X. And that's usually the time we got off was the Good Friday and then through the next week for Easter, which would have been considered spring break back then. If they just did spring break, which is going on now in the last 2 weeks, including this week, I guess, and they're all coming back, which is a part of the rush. Now they got to contend with Easter, with people who have booked planes or booked trips for Easter next.
The despair is going to be through the roof. The anxiety, the sickness in your stomach is going to just be beyond something that they can handle. They need to stay focused on their job. They need to be 100% correct every bag, every passenger. They can't make a mistake, and they cannot be distracted with the problems of home. They cannot be distracted with their responsibilities at home. They need to be fully engaged in their job, and this is throwing them through chaos. And you know, the security of the airports run on our labor. We shouldn't be doing this for free.
My last question to you is, I'm just going to read a little bit about what you said and let you take it the rest of the way. You said travelers need to be patient.
Let me talk to what she just said a second ago. She said they shouldn't be working for free. I don't disagree that you shouldn't be working for free, but let's we not forget that when you signed up for this job, that was one of the, I guess, stipulations that if, you know, whatever happens that you wouldn't be paid. Now, you know, I wouldn't take a job like that, but y'all took a job like that. And unfortunately, this happened. And that's how it goes. This is a job you signed up for. But since it's the third time, I think, in about less than a year, I'll say less than a year, I understand that you would be frustrated from all this since you didn't expect it to be this often. I'm just saying. But this is how the job goes at a starting salary of $35,000 to $45,000. I mean, shout out to you, ma'am, for wanting to serve and help others. That's amazing. I ain't working for free. That's just me.
Chaos. And, you know, the security of the airports run on our labor. We shouldn't be doing this for free.
My last question to you is, I'm just going to read a little bit about what you said and let you take it the rest of the way. You said travelers need to be patient with us, walk a mile in our shoes and see how they would feel. It's un-American to not be paid for a job done. Last word to you.
Exactly. How would they feel? You put on that uniform. You're proud to wear that uniform. You protect and serve your nation, the traveling public, and we feel forgotten. We feel completely forgotten. I don't have a magic word or a magic wand to make everything go away. I am feeling the anxiety just like my fellow workers. How much more can we last? We're not robots. We're human beings. And we deserve to be paid. This can't keep going. This just can't keep going.
Angela, you're an incredible advocate for the TSA workers. We stand with you, and we will stay in touch and hope that this gets resolved very soon.
Now, listen, I support you should be paid for the work that you do. I also want to point out that this is how this job goes, unfortunately. Now, for it to go this long is half damn crazy. Again, so Big Boy said third time in 6 months. That's a lot. But let me see what else I got before I get to this other crazy story. Oh, well, we might as well get to the ICE agents that are allegedly coming, child. Let's go here. KTLA, so it's Los Angeles. ICE agents being deployed, allegedly. This is as of 6 to 7 hours ago, so I guess they coming.
Hours, ICE agents will begin showing up at airports all around the country and perhaps at LAX to assist overwhelmed and unpaid TSA workers.
And the Trump administration said that the government shutdown has led to many of these workers calling out sick or just quitting altogether. The call-outs have led to long and slow-moving security lines that are frustrating travelers during one of the busiest travel seasons of the year. They also have led to flight delays and cancellations.
But what exactly will ICE agents be doing to ease those travel woes? Carlos Acedo has been tracking today's controversial developments. He joins us live.
Ain't nothing they gonna do that's gonna ease nothing.
Live now from LAX with reaction from travelers. Carlos.
Hey, Rick Kareen. The TSA lines here at the United Terminal at LAX have been pretty steady for much of the day. No major issues to report or longer wait periods as a result. But come tomorrow, things might look a little different as TSA will be getting a helping hand from ICE agents amid staffing shortages. And as you can imagine, travelers have mixed feelings. In an unprecedented move, immigration and customs enforcement agents will have a new role at U.S. airports come Monday. The Trump administration announcing over the weekend that ICE would be assisting at security screening checkpoints amid a partial government shutdown that has affected TSA workers. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy on ABC's This Week.
If this Homeland Security funding isn't resolved, I think you're going to see more TSA agents as we come to Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week. They're going to quit or they're not going to show up.
About 61,000 TSA employees have gone unpaid since February 14th due to the shutdown. Staffing shortages are growing, with call-out rates topping 9% and hundreds of officers reportedly quitting due to significant financial strain. As a result, wait times have increased at security checkpoints. President Trump saying that White House border czar Tom Homan will be in charge of the ICE operations at airports moving forward.
I don't see an ICE agent looking at an x-ray machine because they're not trained in that. There are certain parts of security that TSA is doing that we can move them off those jobs and put them in the specialized jobs, help move those lines.
And wait times could worsen as...
Well, at least somebody has a plan. 5 government shutdowns in 5 years. Come on, Chuck.
Many people take to the skies for spring break travel.
And I'm especially concerned because I'm leaving soon, so I don't want to come to the airport 5 hours in advance.
It's better than not having anybody here. If they can't resolve the problem through Congress, then he has to do what he has to do to help the American people.
2 federal agencies merging together, trying to work with each other. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's going to be a big help.
On Capitol Hill, the impasse continued through the weekend following unsuccessful attempts to solely fund TSA without funding for the Department of Homeland Security.
Cha, I thought they cared about the American people, Cha.
In the meantime, President Trump suggested agents could also be tasked with making immigration arrests at airports. The California governor's office responding on X. By sending ICE into airports, Trump is proving the problem in real time. ICE has become the president's lawless, undertrained personal police force deployed to serve his agenda, not the law.
Newsom, please shut the hell up. No one asked you. Oh my God, I can't stand him. Can't stand him. You know he's going to run for president.
And here at LAX, officials say they don't anticipate changes to their daily operations, saying that the airport so far hasn't experienced longer
I want to know what time this was.
wait times as a result. For now, we're live at LAX.
All right. Shout out to you. He looks like he could be an actor. Let's go to, Shall we go into the ATL? You already know.
She was fucking his best friend. So, I mean, everybody's fucking down here in Atlanta. I don't know what to tell you. They breeding like rabbits down here. Everybody getting ass.
Shout out to TLA and the ATL. What's going on?
ICE agents will be at our airport tomorrow to help relieve some of that congestion.
Oh, they're definitely-
And this is a live look at the chaos this morning. Security lines.
Yo, he just said it like it's confirmed. Like it's confirmed. They're coming.
That ICE agents will be at our airport tomorrow to help relieve some of that congestion. And this is a live.
What is it? Jackson Hartsfield, I think it's called. One of the biggest airports. A mess.com. Now they're going to put some ICE agents in there. Woo! I got to hear if they're going to put them in Philly. If they put it in Philly, I'm going.
Look at the chaos this morning. Security lines snaked throughout the terminal, and they were so long that some passengers didn't even know where the line started. TSA workers have not been paid since February.
Atlanta News Source reporter Alani Latang has been at the airport all evening long giving us updates. Alani, what did the mayor say about the arrival of ICE agents?
So Mayor Dickens said that ICE will be coming here, but they will be here for line management, crowd control, not to do immigration enforcement when they get here. But take a look at this line. We're in the middle of the atrium between the North and South Terminal. Believe it or not, this is looking somewhat lighter than what they had before. But the person at the front of the line, she told me she's been waiting for 6 hours, and now her flight is tomorrow morning. She's just trying to get through, get something.
6 hours. What'd I say? All these people over there on my post on Facebook, they were like, oh no, you don't have to be there that early. I'm sorry, what? I was there. I was in that line. I know how slow it was moving. Now she there the night before, the day before in order to get through. You know, you're actually what they typically say. is that you can't be there too much before you're supposed to leave. I guess now, obviously, that all goes out the window. So you got to take a vacation day before your vacation in order to be able to hopefully get through the lines. And then you gotta, when you get back or on your way back, you got to take another day from your vacation in order to get over there, in order to get back in a timely manner so that you don't miss the plane like I had to miss. I definitely want my money back. This is bullshit. Thank you, Kofa. He said the busiest airport in the world. Hartsfield Jack. There's a lot going on over there for sure, for sure. There's a lot that goes through there. A lot that goes through there. And putting in TSA or ICE agents, chaos.
She's been waiting for 6 hours, and now her flight is tomorrow morning. She's just trying to get through, get something to eat, and then not have to go through this tomorrow morning. So you think it's a joke, but really, if you have a flight tomorrow, start getting in line tonight here, because
If you have a flight tomorrow, get in line. Get in line tonight. Oh, but when I said it, I was crazy. Child, please.
of thousands of TSA workers have gone without pay for more than a month here. Atlanta mayor confirming that tomorrow morning ICE agents will be here at Hartsfield-Jackson, and it's conflicting what ICE agents will do here. So Board Czar Tom Homan says ICE agents will do jobs that don't need specialized training. However, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says ICE agents could be used for screening. But again, in a statement, Mayor Dickens says that ICE agents will be here to do line management, crowd control. We've spoken with workers here at TSA, or excuse me, we've spoken with workers here at the airport, just people that work in customer experience.
Let me just say that for the most part, everyone has been calm. Y'all know we really haven't heard any of these people wilding out, fighting, pushing around, carrying on. We've heard basically nothing. I've heard nothing. So I'm going to assume for the most part, it's been nothing. That's good. Because I'm telling you, these people really want to go somewhere, so they on their best behavior. Soon as ICE enters the picture, I'm telling you, it's going to be a different situation. It's going to be completely different. I don't think that this is the right answer. I think that he's doing this, unfortunately, to cause chaos, where chaos is already under control. That energy need to be put in figuring out how to negotiate to get this shit taken care of before it gets to the way that that lady was saying, how you got to teach people, they got to be trained properly and, you know, what they need to do. And the top people are quitting. Child, you better figure out how to give them some money so they can come on back. But child, what do I know? Anyway.
Experience in airport operations, and they say they're welcoming that help because they need more help for just crowd control. I've spoken with other passengers on how they feel about ICE agents coming here, and they say it could create a level of fear for some passengers.
This is about going to helping TSA do their mission and get the American public through that airport as quick as it can. While adhering to all the security guidelines and the protocols, we're simply there to help TSA do their job in areas that don't need their specialized expertise.
We've already seen how ICE
crowd control. Because listen, y'all, there was no one there to direct on where to go. Okay, so there was someone that was in line for 2 hours, and then they finally found out that they were in the wrong line. So then they had to start all over in another line. So there's like no one there directing. Ever so often, someone will come through and say, like in the TSA line, if you don't have the TSA on there, then you're in the wrong line, which is why I started looking at that point, even though it should have been on there. But I blame Frontier for that. And depending on where you got to go, the kiosks were down so that you could get your check-in bag. And if you had to drop off a bag, that line was crazy. If anybody has ever been to the Philly airport, you have to go through, if you're dropping off bags, that line first. And then after that, you then get into the TSA line thereafter, which was zigzagged all the way down, zigzagged again, all the way down, looped back, and somebody gonna talk about 3 hours. You weren't in the line. You don't know. You weren't in the line. That line was not moving. After a half an hour, I moved. I can't do feet, but I wasn't turned around yet after being in that line for a half an hour. There's no way that I was gonna make it. There was no way.
Conducts itself. These are untrained individuals when it comes to doing the current job that they have for the most part, let alone deploying them in close exposure and highly sensitive situations at airports across the country.
right? And so
why does that man get on my last nerve? I just feel like that man gets on my last nerve.
now down here in this atrium, again, people have been waiting.
Look, it's like this. It was like, okay, so there's all this crowd, but then the rest of the crowd is all the way back here. And who knows how far, if you can see the mouse, who knows how far back that one goes? Child. I agree, Amanize. Instead of getting up here on these damn programs, all of y'all need to get back there and figure it the F out and don't leave. Filibust that. Don't leave until you figure it the F out.
Several hours. They've been waiting as long as we've been at the airport today at 4 p.m. And again, if you have a flight that flies out tomorrow, I would really start getting your stuff ready to get here very early, because although the line is no longer snaked throughout baggage claim, it still starts back at baggage claim as well. And I've been told by airport workers that in the morning, those early morning flights that's when you're going to see that hectic situation. Atlanta Mayor,
I can attest, child. I can attest.
Andre Dickens saying in a statement again that he would also monitor what's going on with ICE agents here at the airport. Federal officials say that ICE agents should have their finalized plan for tomorrow by tomorrow. Reporting live inside Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, I'm Alani Latang, Atlanta News First.
Alani, thank you. Still significant lines out there even into these late hours.
We begin tonight with growing travel chaos coast to coast and a new extraordinary move from President Trump ordering federal.
Yeah, he didn't even, that's from last night. I think this one is, all right, we looked at that one. I think this one is a little bit more. Did we look at this one? Hold on. Oh, child, yeah, shit, we did. All right, let's hear what she got to say.
Immigration agents to step in at the nation's airports as early as tomorrow. Passengers are stranded, lines are stretching for hours, and frustration is boiling over. Travelers packed into terminals like here at New York's LaGuardia Airport facing long delays and fears of missed flights. Similar scenes are unfolding nationwide, including New Orleans, where one traveler described the situation as absolute chaos. The root of the crisis, a partial government shutdown, forcing many TSA officers to call out unwilling to work without pay. The hardest hit airports, Houston, New Orleans, Atlanta, and JFK, are seeing the highest call-out rates. Borders Czar Tom Homan says he wants ICE agents to handle security so TSA officers can focus on passengers and bag screenings. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with ABC's Morgan Norwood, leading us off from Newark Liberty International Airport.
With scenes like these taking over airports from coast to coast,
4 hours.
Tonight, the political standoff in Washington now colliding with the busy spring break travel crush. The president doubling down on his threat to send ICE agents into airports Monday unless a deal to fund the Department of Homeland Security is reached. Caught in the middle, some 60,000 TSA officers staring down yet another week without a paycheck. Many now calling out stifling operations at major airports. A record 3,250 agents, more than 11.5% of the TSA workforce, calling out nationwide on Saturday, the largest percent since the beginning of the shutdown. Places like Houston, New Orleans, Atlanta, and JFK with call-out rates between 30.
George Bush, that's Texas. Louis Armstrong, New Orleans, of course, Atlanta, and JFK is New York. Wow.
And 40%. Those callouts fueling lines winding through terminals and checkpoints choked with travelers from New Orleans, where TSA lines stretched into the parking lot, Houston and Atlanta, to New York's JFK Airport. But despite the frustration, passengers I spoke with at Newark Airport say ICE isn't the answer.
I think getting our TSA agents back to work is what would make the difference.
The president's threat also raising questions about ICE's training and readiness for security operations.
They run those same type of security machines at the southern border, right? Packages come through or people come through, they run similar assets.
But ICE is interior enforcement. They do not operate screening equipment at the border. Borders Czar Tom Homan suggesting ICE would largely jump in to free up TSA agents for specialized tasks like passenger and bag screenings.
But there are roles we can play to release TSA officers from the non-significant roles, such as guarding an exit, so they can get back to the scanning machines and move people quicker.
And now billionaire Elon Musk offering to pay the salaries of TSA personnel. That means covering the 3 weeks of missed pay for the roughly 60,000 TSA employees who, according to federal data, make about $61,000 per year, a check that would cost millions.
Hold on, they keep changing the amounts. Now, when we started this, it was 35 to 45. Now it's yesterday it was 50. Now it's 61,000. What is it? What the hell is it?
TSA personnel. That means covering the 3 weeks of missed pay for the roughly 60,000 TSA employees who, according to federal data, make about $61,000 per year, a check that would cost millions.
And Lindsay, we are just getting word of the situation down in Houston, one of its busiest airports, George Bush Intercontinental Airport, seeing 3 of its 4 checkpoints topping wait times of more than 3 hours, with Terminal E, one of the busiest terminals, seeing nearly 4-hour wait times, Lindsay. Major disruption.
Oh, I'm telling you, you're not going to know till you get there. You listen to these people all you want to. You will not know until you get there. And one of these places, I forget which one, is allegedly not putting the wait time on the internet anymore, like on their airport website, probably because it don't make no difference. Better get there the night before. Child, had I known.
Options, Morgan, thank you. Lawmakers are working on a deal to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Let's get right to our Capitol Hill correspondent, Jay O'Brien. Jay, any progress with these negotiations?
Yeah, Lindsay, 37 days now since the Department of Homeland Security ran out of funding, and there are negotiations, but they're really at a crawl pace. The Senate was in town today and yesterday for a rare weekend session, so lawmakers were together, and I'm told progress was made, but there are also concerns that this new plan of President Trump's to deploy ICE agents to airports could stall some of that momentum. Alaska Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski, a moderate, telling me today that this is not helpful in the overall goal of getting DHS funded, the president's plan of deploying ICE. Remember, Democrats are holding firm. They're refusing to vote to fund DHS without reforms to ICE. And Democrats have tried numerous piecemeal attempts to fund agencies within the department like TSA, just not ICE and Border Patrol. Republicans have blocked those, saying that if one thing is to be funded, everything should be funded. Negotiations are likely to drag at least well into this week now, Lindsay.
All right.
Not well into this week. You see what they want, all right? They want body cameras. They want masks, to have the masks removed, obtain judge-signed warrants. We shouldn't have a problem with that. Restrict schools and churches. What does that mean? So don't go into the schools and don't go into the churches? Oh, so now it's don't go into the schools and don't go into the churches. So then tell Don Lemon the same thing. Tell Don Lemon to stay his ass out daggone church too. Now all of a sudden it's an outrage for going into church, but they was definitely supporting Don Lemon when he ran up into that church. Isn't that interesting? Isn't when you want what you want, then the rules apply, and somebody else then F all that and don't even be concerned. They were not outraged when that dude and that lady and all the rest of them ran up into that church. Interesting how that works. Good morning, thank you, Kofi. He said they're looking at starting salaries and then the average. Okay, that's why it's always a range when talking pay. Plus, there are also steps at each pay grade with slight increases in pay. That makes sense. Because they definitely got a range going on there. But thank you for that information, child. This is crazy. So Kofa also confirmed that the ICE agents are going. And yes, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be more confusion. That's why I was saying, even with that line and the lines and the wait and all that was going on in Philly, everybody was calm. Nobody was crazy. They were complaining. Let's not get it twisted. But no fights, no arguing, nothing. Everybody was calm and patient. And that is amazing given the situation, right? Looks the same. You see the news. We've been covering this for a week or so. They haven't been reporting any issues. They haven't been reporting any fighting or anything like that. Soon as an ICE agent gets there, here come the chaos. I'm telling you. Protesters, LTMs, LWWs. When I pulled up to the airport, it was quiet as a church mouse, which should have been a sign as well. There's usually typically a bunch of cars, people dropping people off. You know, you can't park there any longer. But it was relatively like nobody was there. So I'm like, oh, all good. Getting to the airport. Nope, not good. Everybody's just in line. Anyway, is this over? Hold on. Yeah, this is basically over. Let's go here because it looks like ICE agents have been deployed to Nolens. So whatever the Nolens airport is, it looks like they're going there.
Thanks for that. All right, so new this morning, a New Orleans airport spokesperson says that ICE agents will be on site today to help with the TSA worker shortage.
Maddie Kurth is live at Armstrong Airport where lines are already snaking through the terminal. Maddie, what are you seeing there aside from these lines?
Hey, Kelsey and Lucy, good morning. Yes, I just walked over to those ICE agents. You know, we saw about 4 of them standing over. They were looking down at the lines. They said they hope it's a quiet morning for us here today. But we are on one of the busiest travel days of the week in peak travel time here at Armstrong Airport. Those peak travel times are going to be 4 a.m. through 7 a.m. and then again from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. But look, the security line started much earlier than that this morning. Overnight, we saw some travelers sleeping in the TSA line to avoid another day of missed flights. And airport officials say that the partial government shutdown, now in week 6, is to blame here. TSA agents are working without pay as lawmakers continue to battle it out on Capitol Hill over immigration and Border Patrol policies. The White House deploying those ICE agents this morning to airports across the country to help TSA, including right here in New Orleans.
We're simply there to help TSA do their job in areas that don't need their specialized expertise, such as, screening through the X-ray machine.
I have an idea for Donald Trump. Instead of sending ICE agents to harass travelers at airports, why doesn't Trump get his act together and agree to pay the TSA workers and get the Senate Republicans to do so?
Child, why that man get on my nerves too? Child, that man gets on my nerves too, child. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So the fight to fund DHS started after federal agents shot and killed 2 American citizens protesting immigration enforcement in Minneapolis. Over the weekend, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer put...
Let's say that correctly. 2 people impeded the efforts because they think that what they think matters more than the actual law, and they got taken on up out of here because they was minding a business that don't pay them. I know that's not like what some people want to hear, but let's we not just act like they was just out there just taking aim, all right? Because that's what that sounded like. That's the part that a lot of people want to ignore. You were someplace your ass shouldn't have been. You was in the midst of something you shouldn't have been in. You was in the street parked sideways. You was kicking a vehicle and destroying it. Like, I thought protest was supposed to be peaceful. I thought protest was supposed to be peaceful. But I guess it depends on who it is. And you can just say that something is peaceful, even though it wasn't. And how people can even look back over those videos and just be like, oh, it was peaceful. How is it peaceful when you are impeding? That's not peaceful. That's chaotic. That's why sending these damn ICE agents out here where they will still be doing ICE work. That sounds crazy. ICE work, yeah. While they're still doing ICE work and allegedly helping. Child, I don't know what they can do, but I just don't anticipate it's going to be good.
A measure to fund the TSA separately from the full DHS package, but Republicans blocked it 49-41. And so that frustration is growing here at the terminal. So are the lines. What you can't see from this vantage point is that the general boarding lane starts out in the parking lot. Once again here, it's snaking all the way through arrivals. Anyone who's been here at Armstrong Airport before knows just how long of an area or how wide of an area that is. So you are advised to get here at least 3 hours before takeoff on this busy morning, though I've heard from some flyers that the lines were taking closer to 4 hours, 5 hours. So
Oh, really? Oh, really? Wow. So now they want to change it up. I could have told y'all that, but I don't know what I'm talking about, even though I was right there.
You do have a flight this morning. If you're just heading out the door, you really want to get here as soon as possible. And of course, pack that patience. Everybody's in this together.
And listen, somebody a second ago was talking about having to go to the bathroom. Child, you better have somebody with you, because I'm telling you, they're not going to let you back in line, allegedly. Now, like I said, everybody has been nice. Everybody has been kind from what I can see. But I also saw a comment or whatever about getting out of line. You can't get back in, which kind of would suck. Okay. We all waiting for the same damn things. But the odds are is if you're in these lines, you're going to pass a bathroom while you're moving in line. Jump on in there while you buy the bathroom.
That's the latest here, reporting live from Armstrong International. Maddie Kurth for Fox 8 Local First.
All right, Maggie, child, whatever your name is. It looks like ICE agents are at O'Hare. Oh, no. So then that means Brandon's going to probably start talking soon. ICE agents deployed to U.S. airports are spotted at O'Hare.
Oh, Bradley, thank you. That the LaGuardia closure is now affecting flights here in Chicago. So we're going to turn now to that part of the story. We sent Lauren Victory to O'Hare this morning. And Lauren, we've got two stories going on. We have the security lines. And within the last hour, we confirmed that ICE agents are indeed at the airport.
Yes, Audrina, that's right. And as Bradley was just mentioning, what happened in New York is having a domino effect here. We know that at least 37 cancellations and 5 delays between LaGuardia and O'Hare are happening this morning. Midway's looking at 9 cancellations. TSA headaches are just ramping up around the country.
Oh, imagine the people that were not aware about the crash in New York, and they're showing up, standing in line, finding out. Hopefully they got some alerts. Child, this is all wild and crazy, all at the same damn time.
And yes, within the last half an hour, I have been able to confirm that ICE agents are at O'Hare this morning. The Trump administration promised a deployment of federal agents to airports as soon as today to relieve congestion at TSA checkpoints. And in addition to O'Hare, ICE has been spotted at Atlanta's airport this morning as well. 3 4-hour security lines continue to be a problem around the country as unpaid TSA officers call out sick. Sources tell CBS News the Department of Homeland Security scrambled over the weekend to figure out how ICE would assist TSA, whether it be securing entries and exits or helping check IDs. Now, the union for TSA workers nationally does not like the idea of ICE helping them, saying, quote, TSA officers deserve to be paid, not replaced by untrained armed agents who have shown how dangerous they can be. Now, I haven't spotted any ICE agents upstairs here in Terminal 1. This is the check-in area. I will keep looking for them. However, I did go downstairs by baggage claim where a TSA worker confirmed, yes, that's an ICE agent in there.
Let me check some Philly news. Come on, chat.
Pointing to a security exit. That person inside was wearing all black and didn't have any sort of identifying insignia on it that showed that he was from ICE. But that TSA worker said that's an ICE agent inside there. And we also know that there's been reporting across the country of ICE being in several airports this morning. That's the very latest from here at O'Hare. I'm Lauren Victory.
Okay, child. So now nobody know who they are. Hold on a second. Let me see if Philly has any updates on it. ABC Philly. Probably should go to Fox though. Trump administration plans to send ICE agents. I don't know. No confirmation. Let me see. Woo! Lord help your people. Shout out to everyone that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. So LaGuardia, for those that don't know, there was a crash between the plane, Air Canada, and the fire truck that was going to another mishap or whatever. And the 2 pilots died. I don't think we confirm what's going on with the fire truck persons at this point. They didn't say anybody else died, but most people have been released from the hospital. The airport there is closed until at least 2 p.m. while they investigate. It sounds like they were told to stop, meaning the fire truck, and they didn't. The plane had just landed, so obviously it couldn't stop. So that's what's going on there. It does look like ICE agents are showing up. They're at Atlanta Airport, Jackson Hartfeld, and they're at O'Hare in Chicago at minimum right now. O'Hare is an international airport. Okay. All right. Let's see what Philly got to say.
Philadelphia International Airport is one of the airports across the country dealing with staffing issues as TSA employees work without pay during the partial government shutdown.
The Trump administration now plans to deploy ICE agents to airports to ease the understaffing due to TSA sickouts and dropouts.
Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher live at PHL this morning with a look at what's happening there. We've seen those long lines behind you, Brianna, all morning long, but how's it looking now?
Good morning, Matt and Aliana. Lines are actually growing since the last time that we checked in with you. And as you mentioned, if you are catching a flight, you might be seeing some ICE agents at your airport. However, so far this morning here at Terminal A East at PHL, we are not seeing that. Compared to the last time we checked in with you, though, lines are continuing to grow, whether it's general TSA or TSA pre-check. But we talked to a lot of folks. They said they were not risking missing their flights. They got here early amid the issues following the
Child, you better. You end up like me. You know I'm supposed to be on the beach right now. Yeah.
Shut down. Now, sources tell ABC News that hundreds of ICE agents will be deployed at 14 different airports. More than 400 TSA officers have quit and hundreds are calling out. On Saturday alone, there were over 3,000 callouts. PHL was ranked in the middle of those callout rates with 21.5% of workers calling out. Travelers say they aren't taking any risks and are planning accordingly.
I think it's a great idea. I think the political world's a little crazy right now, this stuff shouldn't be going on. But I pity the workers that are working here because they literally are putting up with a lot of stuff along the way. But I think the more manpower you do, the better it's going to be.
It just gives you a different feel, not an American feel, honestly. And we travel a lot internationally. So I just hope that it really doesn't disrupt people's lives.
But yeah, I wasn't sure if there'd be ICE agents here or not. But they're not. I don't see any. So.
The government needs to reopen and pay these people. That's my thought.
It's a little frustrating. I think that our officials need to get their act together. Obviously everyone here is pretty frustrated. This should not be the way that Americans should live.
I agree. Get your acts together for sure. All of them. All of them. Ain't one nor the other. All of them.
Back out here live, lines are continuing to grow. 1 to 3 minutes still for pre-check, just about 30 for general. But again, those lines are increasing. However, those wait times don't appear to be going up. And come Friday, if things are not resolved, it'll be 3 weeks without a paycheck for TSA employees. We're live here at PA.
So like they just said, their ICE agents are going to 14 airports. It looks like Philly is one of them.
This morning, travel chaos during the busy spring break travel rush as TSA workers call out of work in record numbers, triggering hours-long lines.
We got here 5 hours early. Fingers crossed we make it. Yeah.
Exactly.
A record 3,000.
Exactly. There is no rhyme or reason over in Philly right now. Oh, it's only taking 1 or 2 minutes and 30 minutes. The Saturday morning, that's not what it was. That's not what it was. You would think it would be worse on a Monday, though. I have to be honest. I figured it would have been worse on a Monday because people be going for work. People go out on Monday mornings for business trips and everything. And there is no just cancel your flight. Like, why would you cancel your flight? You've paid for it. You've planned for it. Or you got to work. No, that's not the answer. The answer is these jackasses to get this shit together and figure it the hell out and freaking come to a resolution. That's the damn answer. Instead, cause more chaos. Sending ICE agents is just going to cause chaos. I don't care what none of y'all say. It's going to be an issue, especially if the girl is right where she said that they're not going to be in uniform. So somebody come up and start talking to you or saying some shit to you. Now, all of a sudden, it's going to turn into some bullshit, allegedly.
250 agents, more than 11.5% of the TSA workforce, calling out nationwide on Saturday. And TSA says places like Houston, New Orleans, Atlanta, and New York's JFK all had call-out rates between about 30 and 40%. The president now ordering ICE agents into airports across the country to help the TSA. Sources tell ABC News these additional federal officers are being deployed to 14 airports where they're expected to help with crowd control and manage security lines.
But there are roles we can play to release.
Come on.
TSA officers from the non-significant roles, such as guarding an exit, so they can get back to the scanning machine and move people quicker.
It comes as the partial government shutdown stretches on. Lawmakers have been at a standstill over how to fund the Department of Homeland Security, but there is some possible movement. Democrats demanding immigration enforcement reforms said Sunday that some Senate Republicans now side with them to fund TSA separately from the rest of Homeland Security, so TSA agents can get paid. But they're blasting the idea of having ICE agents in airports.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents.
Do you know how much I hate hearing any of them say the American people? Because, child, did any of them talk to y'all? I'm serious as a heart attack. Did any of them talk to any of you all, since they always speaking for the American people? Now, Gen Z, according to what the lady said at O'Hare, they're not in uniform. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's just what she said. She's like, oh, they dressed in all black. That's what she said. That's what she said. Now, that would be crazy. So I certainly hope that that's not really the case. But you can't trust some of these people because you can tell that they're speaking for their own agenda. Why should it be an issue if people behave? They're not gonna. That's the problem. You know it. Didn't I say LWWs and LTMs are going to show up? I'm telling you, they probably, now that they know the 14 airports, you think they're not gearing up to go down there and cause dissension? Allegedly. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Thank you, Wombat. I appreciate you, Boo. He said flew out of DF Dub this morning. If I didn't have clear, I don't make my flight. And even if they fix it, they still have to get everyone back to work. I agree. See, that's long-term thinking, right? These people that have left, like the one lady said, and the one thing that we listened to, that the experienced people said, we out of here. So how you going to, and if it takes a while in order to learn the job, which we've heard several times as well, and the most experienced people have left. So even if you end it right now, which of course, the sooner you end it, the better. How you going to get those people back? How you going to get that experience back? This is still going to be an issue moving forward. So it needs to be done before the end of the week where they go on paycheck number 3 and before Congress goes on a 2-week hiatus. And if they have the nerve and the audacity to do that, every single last one of them should be voted out, which I've said plenty of times, not with y'all, but personally, I've said that plenty of times, that why keep electing these people? And again, I hate when they say the American people, because again, did they talk to any of y'all? Did they talk to any of y'all? I ain't heard from none of them. None of them reach out to me and talk to me about ish. And whenever you call their office, they never seem to take the call, because I've called before, right? You leave a message. Oh, are you listening to the messages, Sha? There's been times where the messages have been full. Why are you not taking calls? Why are you not having regular meetings with the people in your constituency, county, state, city, whatever the hell it is? Why are you not doing that? They don't seem to do that. But they know what the hell the American people want? Child, please. If they say the American people, I already know I can't stand you. I'm telling you, I don't care who it is. Right, yeah, and they're about to reelect Maxine and Jim. Don't forget Jimmy, child. If Mitchie didn't decide that, if Mitch McConnell didn't decide that he wasn't going to run anymore, which while he out here glitching out, he should have been resigned, they would have reelected him too. The same people over and over and over again, and don't nothing change.
To be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them.
Why is he saying that? Why is he saying that? He's being a jackass. This is a jackass statement that doesn't help. I've been to the airport, y'all. You already know. I've seen the lines. I've been in them. I missed the flight. So this now everybody's determining, you do need to get there 5 or 6 hours. You think? We're gonna go the night before. You probably should if you really want to go, honestly. If you happen to get there and there's no wait, congratulations, go into the lounge. If you gotta wait, then I guess you'll make your flight and you don't have to be sitting here like I am, okay? I told y'all everybody's basically calm. We haven't seen anything about anybody fighting. We haven't seen anything about anybody crashing out. We see that on regular days where people are just being jackasses. And in this case, given the situation, people need to be given a pat on the back to not have caused some chaos by now, okay? Sending these ICE people in there, in my opinion, and I hope I'm wrong, is just going to cause chaos, which is unneeded. Take that energy back and figure it the hell out on what the hell y'all got to do in order to negotiate to get this shit taken care of. Because hopefully people at minimum will realize, you know what? We'll just not do any more traveling. How about that? And so nobody gets any money. Remember, we watched the video where the airlines told them, y'all need to get this shit together because this is going to continue to become a bigger problem. Now that plane crash in LaGuardia has nothing to do with this. That has nothing to do with this. That has to do with, I feel like, miscommunication, but we'll be talking about what the hell the outcome is from that. So yeah, rest in peace to those people and condolences to their family. But I think Well, let me say, I hope it ain't had nothing to do with a cell phone and somebody wasn't paying attention. But that's just me. Thank you, EJ. He said Trump standing on business. Krats, mad ICE is coming. I'm not happy that they're coming. I don't think it's going to work well, but we'll see. We'll see. Come on, child.
But they're blasting the idea of having ICE agents in airports.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents to be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them.
I can see.
Look at the way his enunciation changed, and he got all. That's not, child. This is not helping. He's being a jackass by doing and saying this, trying to get people all riled up. Child, remember that this is a person that somebody will go and reelect again when all he's doing. I thought he was for the American people. That's not helpful. That rhetoric does not help, and it's not true on top of it. But if he says it, there's people that will just go ahead and believe what he says instead of saying, you need to stop doing that because that's not helping. Child.
But they're blasting the idea of having ICE agents in airports.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents to be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them.
I can see we're having more law enforcement officials at airports to relieve some of the pressure on TSA. Might help to expedite these lines.
And the TSA
Child, all right, I'm gonna let it go.
says My TSA app has also been affected during the funding fight. So travel experts recommend checking airport websites ahead of time and arriving at least 2 to 3 hours ahead of your flight.
Yeah, listen to her. Y'all go ahead and listen to her. She got the answers, child. 2 to 3 hours, that'll do it, y'all. Anyway, let me calm down and show y'all this mess right here, okay? Just take a little break, all right? Plus size passengers upset with Southwest seat policy. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Definitely irresponsible, but they won't, some people won't see it that way. Some people won't see it that way. So don't say American people in one sentence and you know what they want and then you spit some mess like that. You're not any better than the people that you complain about by making statements like that. You are exacerbating a situation that's already stressful and got issues instead of doing something that's helpful. Like at least saying until Trump comes to the table or whoever Republicans come to the table, not Trump, until Republicans come to the table, we're at a stalemate. No. Let's just start saying what ICE is allegedly going to do. Ignoring the fact that those people that aren't here anymore put themselves in those situations. But anyway, let's see what's going on in Southwest. Shout out to Southwest. I can't stand that airline, but some people like it. They changed their policy where you can't sit wherever you want or something like that. I really don't take Southwest. I take Frontier and American Airlines. But we'll see. Oh, yeah, and I got my Go Wild Pass. So they definitely need to get this together so I can get the hell on up out of here.
Southwest has a new seat policy, and some passengers are not too happy about it.
Yeah, there's turbulence over at Southwest, and I hadn't seen this one coming, but apparently neither did a lot of other people as well. Now, when it comes to plus-size passengers, but Southwest always drew raves from these folks because of its sensitive treatment of people in that situation. But these days, apparently, Southwest is being flooded on social media with complaints about how it is treating some of its larger, heavy-set passengers, including accusations of outright fat shaming. Southwest policies regarding heavy...
This is the type of crap that I can't stand either. If you are fat, you're fat. That's it. Is that shame or is that the truth? Why do people not like the truth? Why do people not like the truth? I have a high BMI. I've had it since I was 15, 14 years old. I don't care. Okay. So it is what it is. If you are big, you are big. If your body is coming out of the seat that you paid for onto me, you're big. You're fat. I don't want your fat on me. I don't want your body on me. I don't want you touching me. I don't even want to touch the seat of a plane. Y'all know I travel, right? I don't care what the temperature is, will wear pants and a long sleeve shirt and a jacket because I am not touching the seat. My skin will not touch the seat. I hate to touch the belt buckles, to be perfectly honest with you. So can I be in the seat that I paid for without your body part being in my seat? I paid for this seat. I didn't pay for your body part to be in my seat. And I should not be shamed because I don't want you touching me. It's bad enough we have to share the same armrest, right? Because that's an issue. Now, someone will say, oh, well, you should buy first class. No, you should buy the extra seat, which is where they're going with this. No, you should buy that seat up front because you're bigger. So you should buy it. I don't need to buy it. I now can cross my legs in the seat because I'm losing weight. I mean, you don't have to. That's fine. I've lost weight. I can now be in my seat and be comfortable, cross my legs and everything. Not my fault that you can't do that. It is not my fault that you're larger than the seat. It is your fault if it touches me. I don't want it. I don't want it. And I'm okay with saying that. Anyway, am I the blanket girl? I used to have a blanket until I lost it. I had the thing that goes around your neck and then the blanket that goes along with it. But one tore and one, I got to get a new one. I'm going to have to get a new one, but I want to get it from the right place because it's got to be cute. You know, it's got to be cute. Can't just be any old thing. Y'all hit the like button before we subscribe if you are new. All right, come on, Southwest. Shit.
Set passengers used to be requiring them to buy a second seat, but then refunding or crediting them afterwards. But in January, that policy changed, reportedly forcing people to buy an extra seat even if they never had to buy one before, or even denying people access to flights. And then refunds for second seats, they're now given only when a flight is full. Now, the wonderfully named Tigress Osborne, executive director of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, well, she told the New York Times that South...
I know you lying. I know you lying. Hold the hell up. Hold on. The National Association of what?
And then refunds for second seats, they're now given only when a flight is full. Now, the wonderfully named Tigress Osborne, executive director of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance.
The National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. Shout out to the NAACP. Black people, something has been sniped yet again. So it's okay for you all to name your organization of fat people, but if somebody says fat, then you're offended. Child, if y'all don't get out of my face, again, shout out to Generation X. We grew up how we grew up. It's called being fat. Okay. I've been fat, but I've been not as small as I am now. So you're either going to do something about it or it is what it is. Okay. So I don't want you touching me on the plane. I don't even know you. Why would I want you touching me? Don't touch me. Don't touch me ever. Ever.
Well, she told the New York Times that Southwest gave very little advance warning of its policy switch and basically caused many plus-size people who for years brought all their business to this airline to suddenly say, wait a minute, where's the love? Southwest, for its part, says in a statement that it always wants to provide a comfortable experience for everyone, but when it changed its policy and imposed assigned seating on the flights, well, it says it had to change other seating-related requirements as well. I think the bottom line here is airlines are a weight-based business. There's no getting around that, but not making everyone feel welcome, that's not the way to play.
A lot of changes to Southwest.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They used to be the
how are you not making everyone feel goodbye? How many different airlines are there at the end of the day? Choose a different one. Choose a different one. It's that simple. It's not everybody's responsibility to change for you. You change for it. I don't expect to go into a restaurant and them change for me. I'm going to comply in order to go into said restaurant. No, These people always think that everybody has to change for them. No. Change the airline, buy the second seat. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't want you touching me. I don't want your body on me, especially if I don't know you. If you take a kid, do you have to pay for another seat for them? I believe it's infant. I don't know if this is still true. Y'all let me know. I'm not sure because I don't have to take babies. But I think at one point you could hold the baby, but anybody over, like, I think at least a year, you have to buy another seat for them. You have to buy another seat for the kid. So technically, I guess you could hold your kid on your lap. They don't want you to do that. You can't do that. So there you go. So you need to buy another seat. A whole ass little skinny ass child has to have a whole seat, and you got a seat and you're spilling out of it. And we're supposed to have sympathy for that? No, don't touch me. Thank you, EJ. He said it's called getting a gym membership to lose weight. No, I'm not trying to hear. Is it 2 years old? So 2 and under. Okay, so 2 years and younger usually sit in the lap. Older pay for a seatbelt. There you go, for a seat. Okay, that makes sense. When I take my granddaughter later in the year, she can't sit on my lap. Now, mind you, she's 11, and she's skinny as a rail. She's gonna be swimming in that seat, but that's fine. I got to do it. You got to do it. That's it. That's it. This is a stupid conversation. And then now you got the National Association of the Advancement of Fat People. And y'all serious about this? Child.
Friendly airline. And now look.
Well, people are averse to change, but it seems like there could be a simple solution here. I know that they had to make room for extra legroom seats and things like that, premium seats. But this seems like an easy fix.
You would think, although size matters when it comes to airlines, and especially when it comes to the coach class, obviously the trend for many years has been shrinkage. And so when you've got a population that's getting larger, you've got a clear problem on your hands.
No, the population who's getting larger has a problem on their hands. There is a solution. You know what the solution is? Get the bigger seat. The bigger seat in the front is usually more money. Oh, no. You have a larger seat. I don't know if you would consider it first class, depending on which airline that you're on. It's much bigger, lots of room. Buy that seat and it's not an issue. So in other words, you're being cheap and then you want to shame somebody else for what you actually are. And you think that we're supposed to accept you touching us? Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Obviously, airlines have a duty to treat everyone with respect and sensitivity. But in a situation like this, you don't want to get into a situation where people are saying fat shaming. And that's where Southwest seems to find its.
No, see, that's the rub right there. Just like when everyone says racism. So now they want to say fat shaming. It's not a shame. You're fat. You're fat. I'm not. You're tall. I'm tall. You're short. I'm not. Okay? These are all differences. We're not all the same. We're not all the same. Just like on rides, you have to be this tall. You know, when you go to amusement parks, you have to be this tall. You put the kids up there or taller. Okay? You don't have no problems with that? Y'all don't say nothing about that? When they say you can't be bigger, shout out to Respucia. When they say that you can't be bigger than this in order to ride a ride, y'all seem to not have a problem with that. Y'all seem to not have a problem with that. Now, all of a sudden, everybody is supposed to act like we don't see you. Child, I see you. Don't touch me. It's a problem. Don't touch me. Get the bigger damn seat. You are a bigger person. Get the bigger seat. That's not shaming. That's reality. I know a lot of people like to not live in reality, but the reality is these people are being nice because they're the news and they're full of ish most of the time. So they want to say Southwest has to be careful. No, they don't. They said what they said. they said what they said, and I agree. Buy the seat. Buy the extra seats. Or don't go. Or get a new airline. Go on a different airline. I want to know why they're not saying to buy the seat up front. I'm going to just say it's first class, but I'm not really sure. It does cost more money. It absolutely does. So then you're what are you, income shaming you're cheap shaming? I don't know what the word would be. So you don't want to spend the money. You're cheap. You're just cheap. So you don't want to be comfortable in the seat. You want to stuff your ass in the seat, spill out onto the rest of us, and then act like we're supposed to accept that. When you can just buy the larger seat or buy the seat next to you. Honestly, by the time you buy the two seats together, you could have just bought the first class seat and it probably would have been cheaper, honestly. Honestly, it probably would have been cheaper. Nope, you'd rather make up the the NAAFP, Godfather Sports, the National Association of Fat People, whatever the hell it's called. But then as soon as somebody calls you fat, you want to get offended, but you want to come up with this name. Please take this mess on somewhere. This man, look, Dr. Nye, the science guy, stop being so nice and tell the damn truth.
Feel welcome? That's not the way to play.
A lot of changes to Southwest.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They used to be the friendly airline, and now look.
Now he's shaming the airline, saying that they're not friendly. Child, if you're not paying attention to what these people are saying, you won't understand what these people are saying. Seriously.
Well, people are averse to change, but it seems like there could be a simple solution here. I know that they had to make...
It seems like there could be a simple solution. Sir, you're right. Buy the seat up front. Buy the seat up front or take a different airline. American Airlines has bigger seats in the front, Bueller. Honestly, Frontier has bigger seats in the front. I'm pretty sure the rest of them do, but I pretty much stick to the same two. I know that Spirit, honestly, listen, them seats suck, okay? But if I'm just going to Florida, I ain't got to be on it. I ain't on it for comfort. I'm on it to get to where I need to go, right? They got they got big comfy seats. They do. They have big comfy seats. And then they have a thing where you can buy your seat and then you can pay for the middle seat not to have anyone there. And then someone is on the aisle seat and someone's on the window seat. So they keep the middle open for your comfort so you don't have to be stuffed together. So stuff your ass on one side or the other and leave that one in the middle open. So then you don't have to bother anybody. Nope. Let's just make a big deal where there is none.
Room for extra legroom seats and things like that, premium seats.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you pay for that, sir. You pay for that. He don't want to mention that part. Extra legroom, that costs more money. Premium seats, they cost more money. The big comfy seat, it costs more money. At the end of the day, these people are being cheap and then they want to blame it on being fat. These people are actually cheap and then they want to blame it on being fat. That's what it is. That's what it is.
But this seems like an easy fix.
You would think, although size matters when it comes to airlines, and especially when it comes to the coach class, obviously the trend.
The coach class, you heard that, right? So that's not the premium seats. This is the coach class. So you're cheap. You're cheap. Cheap. You're cheap.
When it comes to airlines, and especially when it comes to the coach class, obviously the trend for many years has been shrinkage. And so when you've got a population that's getting larger, you've got a clear problem on your hands.
Yes, the people that are getting larger are the ones with the problem on their hands. So they need to adjust. The world doesn't adjust to them. You need to adjust to the world. That's it. We're gonna call this shit out. We're not playing games, and we're not gonna sit up here to people's sensitive asses because of the fact that you are who you are. I am who I am. If I'm too tall for something, then I'm too tall for something. People who are too short for something, then they're too short for something. People who are too big for something, you're too big for it. That's it. Imagine somebody fighting if y'all wanted to do a air balloon ride. Somebody asked me if I want to go on an air balloon ride. I forget. And I was just like, hell no. Why don't you want to go? Because that mess might come down. Well, it's safe. I don't care. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing stuff like that. You should have caught me when I was 20 some odd years old. I'm not doing it. Now imagine one of these national advancement of the Association for Fat Persons comes through and say, I should be able to get on here. Ma'am, this balloon is going up in the air. There's a weight limit. That's fat discrimination. I have been shamed for being tall. I absolutely have. When you're a tall girl, female woman, when you're in school and you're taller than all the boys, you get made fun of. You absolutely get made fun of. But what am I gonna do? Cry about it? All right, maybe I cried when I was home, but not in front of none of them. And guess what? At the end of the day, it all worked out. I'll just find people who are taller than me, right? There you go. But at the end of the day, boys don't sprout until they're about 14, 15, 16. So who had the last laugh at the end of the day? Okay? I'm just saying. Come on, Bill Nye.
Obviously, airlines have a duty to treat everyone with respect and sensitivity.
No one said that they weren't treating you with respect and sensitivity. You just don't like the answer. No one is saying that you're being disrespected or being treated insensitively. You just don't like the answer. That's all.
But in a situation like this, you don't want to get into a situation where people are saying fat shaming. And that's where Southwest seems to find itself now.
Southwest, stand your ground. Southwest, stand your ground. Because that's what they're counting on. This is 3 days old. Let me see these comments. This one says, can I get a 50% refund on my seat if someone else's butt invades it? I agree. What do we get? See, we're supposed to never say anything, y'all. We're supposed to just go along with all this foolishness. I refuse to go along with foolishness at my detriment. So why do I get to suffer over you? I don't even know you. I don't even give a damn about you. We're tired of it. I'm tired of it. Let me speak for myself. I'm tired of it. If they need 2 seats, they should have to pay for 2 seats. If I bring my small child, they make me pay for another seat, even if they're on my lap the whole time. Exactly. Being on a plane is uncomfortable enough. True that. Sitting next to heavier people makes it worse. That's a fact. There is unwanted body contact and even strangers' gross sweat can be involved. And you know what also pisses me off? I need to calm down. Is when you choose the middle seat, you know damn well if at least you're going to be there, you shouldn't be choosing the middle seat. At least choose the end so that when that cart goes by, it's going to hit you every single time. That's why I don't sit on the end. I don't sit on the end because that cart will come by and they don't care and it will knock your daggone elbow, okay? I sit by the window. I will pay every single time to get the seat that I want as opposed to the seat that they want to assign me. These people don't want to pay. They're cheap. That's the bottom line. My airplane tickets are always much higher than others because I'm paying for my seat every single time. Every single time. You're not putting me in the middle. This one says I have to pay extra if I'm over by a pound on my luggage, but they can weigh 3 times more than me and that's okay. I agree. What the F? Why are we hearing about this again now? We first began to hear about this issue many years ago, more than 20 years ago. And back then the issue was resolved. If you take up a second seat, you must pay for a second seat. The problem is that if they don't do it in advance, then just get on the plane. They're not making them either get up or go to some place where they can purchase the second seat. I would make them get off the plane, but then they're going to try to say that that's fat shaming. No, it's you didn't follow the rules. And you guys to go. Pay for the seat up front. When you're used to special treatment, equal treatment seems like discrimination. Seats are getting tinier and tinier on the small size, and I still find the space getting tight. I agree. And so now having lost weight and getting smaller, it's better. That's just how it goes. I don't know why this is got to be shaming. It is what it is. If you need 2 seats, it's time to change your lifestyle. Well, they're not going to do that. Making them pay for an extra seat is lack of respect, yet allowing them to invade my seating area is not a lack of respect. Respect for me. I should not have to sit next to someone with a portion of their body drooping over the armrest into my area. Child, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I didn't even think about that. Or God knows if they fart. I'm just saying, child. I'm just saying. Anybody, of course, but I'm just saying. It says you weigh your suitcase. Why not people? If you take up the space of 2 humans, pay for 2 spaces. You're totally ignoring that poor soul that has to sit next to the plus size passenger. By requiring the purchase of 2 seats, it prevents another passenger from unknowingly purchasing a seat next to them. Nah, they would rather try to make everybody conform to what they want. No, pay for the extra seat. So yeah, so that's what's going on. But I don't like Southwest anyway. I don't like it at all. I go with my dad. Well, I used to go with my dad, but I don't do it anymore. Let me see if there's anything updated because we've been here for 2 hours now. We basically have the gist of it. Here's a live shot though. Of what? How are they going to open this back up with this plane on the tarmac like this? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you think they would have to remove it? Or I guess they could just do the other diagonal runway? I know what I'm saying, but I don't know. Because I'm sure this what time is it? It is, it's almost 10 o'clock. So they have 4 hours to get this thing off of the tarmac. Coffee Shop said it's not hard to remove. Don't they have to, they got to do the investigation first though, you know what I mean? So I'm assuming that would take a moment. And wouldn't they need to leave it in place in order to do the actual investigation? I'm just asking questions. I'm not sure. And I know that somebody was talking about the black box. So now you gotta, I guess, get the black box. I guess you don't have to wait. The black box is in the plane. Is the black box in the plane, y'all? I'm not sure. Oh my goodness gracious. There's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Welcome to Monday. Happy Monday, y'all. Oh, okay, so the black box is on the plane. All right. And hopefully they found it. All right, y'all. I don't think there's anything more than we already heard of already. So I think that I am going to finally go take a shower. So I'm going to try to see what's going on in Philly, if anything, in Philadelphia International Airport. Not that I want to get into a bunch of chaos and mess, because I really don't. But just see what's going on. It's not like I can't just go over there. But what's going on right now is the airport is shut down at LaGuardia until 2 p.m. allegedly. No flights in, no flights out right now. To add to the chaos of TSA. No solutions. You got Hakeem Jeffries out here just sensationalizing stuff, making it worse. Saying mess that don't need to be said. But I don't think that ICE agents need to go. I think that's going to make it worse. But that's what Trump says. And they've been spotted allegedly in Philly and in O'Hare and Hartsfield Jackson, or Jackson Hartsfield, however you say it, the ATL. Supposed to be at 14 airports across the United States, meaning ICE agents are supposed to be there. So we shall see. Anyway. That's it. That's all for now. Yeah, I'll definitely be back later because tonight is Monday night members only. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I will figure it out. If anything happens, I will come back. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Shout out to everyone that donated. I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody that's over there on the Travel Channel. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button for me. Y'all go ahead and make sure you share this daggone video. Make sure you comment, hype this video. I see you all in the next one.